Yeah. Ay. Yeah. Ay. Yeah. Boys. Yeah. Hold on, hold on. Hold on. We them boys. Hold on. We them boys. Hold on, hold on, hold on. We making noise. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on. We them boys. Hold on. We them boys. Hold on, hold on, hold on. We making noise. Hold on. Hold on. We them boys. Hey, looking for revenge. To do what you couldn't do. Tell Obama that my verses are just like the whips at the end. They bulletproof. -20, we in Pitfield at K's Kitchen in a Canada Goose. Famous as fuck, but I'm still in the cut when they round up the troops. I'm just a sicko, a real sicko when you get to know me, nigga. I let the diss record drop, you was staying right below me, nigga. We must have played it 100 times, you was going to bed. Why would I put on a vest? I expect you to aim for the head. I could've killed you the first time. You don't have to try and say it louder, nigga. Trust me, heard you the first time. It's nothing personal, I would've done it to anyone. And I blame where I came from. And I blame all my day ones. You know Chubbs like Draymond. You better hope not say none. Them boys, they're a handful. Then I hit them with the high line. Chris Breezy with the dance moves. Mo G with the dance moves. Ad Boy with the dance moves. Jimi Hendrix with the solo. Those are strings that you can't pull. Yeah, and I can really dish it out. Come and get it from the source. But fuck with all the word of mouth. Go to state running practice at my house, nigga. What am I about? You gon' really feel it now. I'm out here looking for revenge.
I ride for my niggas. Stay scheming. Niggas tryna get at me. Go. I ride for my niggas. Stay scheming. Niggas tryna get at me. Go. I ride for my niggas. Damn, life so short. Fuck it, I don't wanna go to court. Fuck it, got a budget for the lawyer though. Fuck it, I'm on the run for the month. I'm in the bucket, paid 200 for it. My little nigga stuck and even got me paranoid. I'm getting money, that's in any nigga category. Double M, I got G's out in California. I ride for my niggas, dawg. I ride for my niggas. I slide for my niggas, dawg. I ride for my niggas. Stay scheming. Niggas tryna get at me. I ride for my niggas.
It bothers me when the guards get to acting like the bras. Guess every team doesn't come complete with niggas like ours. That's why I see no need to compete with niggas like y'all. I just ask that when you see me, you speak up, nigga, that's all. Don't be ducking like you never wanted nothing. It's feeling like rap changed. It was a time it was rugged. Back when if a nigga reached, it was for the weapon. Nowadays, niggas reach just to sell they record. Spaghetti bolognese in the polo lounge. Me and my G from DC, that's how I roll around. Might look like, but we heavy though. You think Drake would put some shit like that? You never know. $1 million meetings in the polo lounge. Me and my man Oliver North, that's how I roll around. Shorty wanna tell me secrets about a rap, nigga. I tell that bitch it's more attractive when you hold it down. Kobe about to lose 150 M's. Kobe my nigga, I hate it, had to be him. Bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
Bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
Tell Lucy and I said, fuck it, I'm tearing holes in my budget. Bag her like we in Publix and take her ass out in public. Ordered it up for late, told them butterflies, she'll love it. She used to soda and nuggets, she really just started thugging. I'm just hitting my pinnacle, you and pussy identical. You like the fucking finish line, we can't wait to run into you. But let me get my mind off that young rich motherfucker getting mine off rap with my niggas.
I ride for my niggas.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up Show. I'm your host, Mr. BJ Matthews, aka B Jizzle. Before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. All of our YouTube videos. Hit that like button. Y'all coming in here to share, subscribe. Hit that Cash App, $, BJ Matthews, $BJ Matthews for all this great content that we drop to y'all on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis. as well as you guys, if you guys not have Cash App, you can go to our Venmo, which is BJ/MATHEWS/1. You can go ahead and do our Venmo as well if you guys can choose to donate to the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Let me give a few shout outs to some people who gave us Cash App real quick. So I got a few shout outs I want to give, man. Shout out to E.T. Elias. Thank you for the $5 donation, my brother. He donated last week. I forgot to shout him out. I'm gonna start doing this more for the people that, you know what I'm saying, send their love to the Cash App and the Venmo and stuff. And shout out to Kyle Mendoza for the 20 piece, for the love of the Clipper content, bro. He sent it on Wednesday, bro. I appreciate that, my brother. Again, I do this for y'all, man. I make sure to give y'all the best quality content possible with the videos, the pictures, the amount of, you know what I'm saying, dialogue I give y'all. I make sure to go really deep in my bag to really kind of give y'all the best show possible. So I gratefully appreciate that, man. The $5 and $20 donation, man. Appreciate y'all coming in. If you guys like the Cash App, man, if y'all like the quality content, make sure y'all go to our Cash App. Like I said, $BJ Matthews, or Venmo, which is BJ/MATHEWS/1. That is my Venmo as well. And like I said, we do this quality content for y'all. And last but not least, get your membership badges that are available. We have 3 different options: the pull-up badge, the LA Clipper badge, and the interview badge. If you guys want more details, go into our pull-up page on the YouTube page, and that will be fully described. But let's get it going. All right, so we are NBA free agency, man. A few things have happened since I dropped this video. Um, Russell Westbrook just picked up his player option for the Clippers, as well as PJ Tucker picked up his player option for $11 million, and Russell picked him up for $4 million. So they are right now, you know, locked in to go back to the team. Now, unless the Clippers end up trading or moving them or waiving them, they will be a part of the roster for the upcoming season. And Brandon Boston, actually, who did not have a contract, will be entering NBA free agency. So this is the day that players can either opt in or opt out. So we of course will know what PG does, but y'all already know my stance on it, so I'm not gonna get more deep into it. I will wait until after today, and you know, probably after to tomorrow, to actually, you know what I'm saying, give y'all a full live video reaction. But at this point, Russell Westbrook and PJ Tucker are locked in on the roster. But let's go into the one that we got, you know, to talk about. We got to talk about the new move that just happened yesterday. Dejounte Murray is now part of the New Orleans Pelicans, right? Point guard Dejounte Murray is now with the New Orleans Pelicans after being traded from the Atlanta Hawks for Larry Nance Jr., Dyson Daniels, and I believe 2 first-round draft picks. So I want y'all to kind of, you know, stay focused with me on this one, because it's a lot of stuff I want to unpack. Just off the simple fact that, you know, it's easy for people to have their initial reactions to something without actually really sitting down and actually kind of evaluating. They just want to, you know, drop the first nugget early and often. Oh, you know, Dejounte Murray live reaction got traded. You know, they want to drop a video within the next, you know, 5 minutes. But y'all know my style, man. I like to, you know, ponder on things. I want to, you know, think about certain things. You might not hear from me for a full 24 hours, you know, when everybody made their videos, because I'm just constantly trying to find a way to actually say something that somebody else ain't catching. That's why I try to do to all my videos, you know, for the audience. But, you know, I was sleeping on this one last night when I went to bed. I'm like, I'm going to have a video about this in the morning. And look, man, this is what I'm going to say about this trade. I want to first read off, you know, what has actually been happening, and I'm going to go into my analysis. So it says Pelicans acquired Dejounte Murray in a blockbuster trade with the Hawks. One day after the 2024 NBA draft concluded, 2 teams pulled off a major trade. The Pelicans acquired Dejounte Murray in a blockbuster swap with the Hawks, according to multiple reports. Per ESPN, Agent Wojnarowski said New Orleans is sending 2 first-round picks along with Larry Nance Jr. and Dyson Daniels. So as y'all come in here, make sure you hit that like button. I'm not sure why they have Kenny Atkinson as the front. I think this was an actual ad. I screenshot it, but y'all can see the title. Pelicans acquired Dejounte Murray in a blockbuster trade with the Hawks. So Dejounte Murray has moved from the Atlanta Hawks after, what is this, Did he play? I think 2 seasons. Yeah, it's been 2 seasons because he played 2 seasons. So he's been there for 2 years, and now he is now with the New Orleans Pelicans. So first off, I want to kind of give y'all my initial sentiments. Of course, I did not expect this move to happen because you know Dejounte Murray. I didn't know who was going to get moved from Atlanta between him and Trae Young. I mean, of course, there's been rumblings and whispers and things of that nature, but we didn't know it was going to be Dejounte Murray. We damn sure didn't know he was going to be moved to the Pelicans. So it was kind of a shocker there. But this is what I would say about this, man. Dejounte Murray, right now at this point, is definitely an all-star caliber player. He didn't make the all-star team this year, but he made it in Cleveland, I think two seasons ago for the first time. Um, he's a two-way point guard. He plays both ways of the ball. He's about a 20 to 25 point per game scorer, athletic, great defender, on ball especially, good off ball. He has good length at 6'5", if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? Dejounte Murray definitely is a high caliber player. So the Pelicans got the better of the deal over the Hawks. That's why I'm not really focused on the Hawks on this video, because I'm not so sure if they're going to keep Trae Young on that team, because I've been hearing stuff about him possibly be moving. But then again, it's like, why would you move him now that you got Dejounte Murray out there? Because at the end of the day, you know, it's all about balance, and it's all about fit. Dejounte Murray and Trae Young, unfortunately, did not fit. I think their record together was like 56 and 64, or 156 and 164. I forgot. I don't know the actual number, but they had a losing record below 500 together playing. When he was with the Atlanta Hawks. So it just didn't. It didn't really work on the fact that Trae Young needs the ball, Dejounte Murray needs the ball. They're both very high usage players. Dejounte Murray is an average catch and shoot 3-point shooter. That's not his game. He likes to slash. He likes to pull up. He likes to hit the little mid range. He likes to get into the paint. He likes contact. He's not a guy that's going to sit around and just shoot threes. That's just not his game. So you got a undersized point guard in Trae Young, and you got a pretty undersized shooting guard in Dejounte Murray, right? Now he does, like I said, he plays both ways, but at the end of the day, Dejounte Murray, with the Spurs was more of a point guard. He was leading the team as their point guard. That's what he is comfortable being. So now you put him on the New Orleans Pelicans, he can go back to his former position. So what are my thoughts? First off, it's kind of like I said before in my video with the Paul George deal. Y'all notice how the Pelicans traded, the Hawks traded Dejounte Murray to the Pelicans, right? Now the Hawks are in the Eastern Conference. The Pelicans are in the Western Conference. They're not threats to each other. Yes, they're close to each other as far as the geographic, Louisiana to Georgia, but they're not. They're not. They're not in the same conference. They're not in the same division. They're not rivals. They're not threats to each other. So the Hawks they're not going to trade Dejounte Murray to a team that's going to make them have to, see them 4 times a year. They're not going to trade him to the Miami Heat. They're not going to trade him to the Orlando Magic. They're not going to trade him to, a team that's better than them and actually is going to be in their division or their conference. They're not doing that because that would weaken them and strengthen the other team. Do you understand? Right? So the Hawks, being smart, said, you know what? If we're going to trade an all-star point guard and give Trae Young the team back like he was in 2021 and, beyond that, we have to trade him to a team that's not going to be a threat to us. And that's how basketball business works. That's how competition works. Yes, it's a business about money, but at the end of the day, if you don't trade somebody, it's like, okay, I'll put it in a term like this. And I'm just putting it in a term. Let's say I ran a little league basketball league, a little league basketball league, where you had like 8-10 teams, and they play through the regular season, and after the regular season they go to the playoffs, yada yada yada. if I was advising all 8 to 10 teams, I would advise them to get the best record in the regular season so I can get a weaker opponent at the beginning of the playoffs, which would lessen my chances of getting eliminated. Now, could it happen? Yes, it could happen. Anybody can get beat in one single elimination game, but you want to get the higher seed so you don't have to deal with the competition at that point. You'd rather deal with that later on as the rounds go on, right? It's the same thing when it comes to putting somebody of that caliber in your own division. You wouldn't trade Dejounte Murray to a good team like Miami or Orlando because that's going to be probably the move that'll put him over the top and it'll make you look stupid. That's the same thing I said with Paul George with this Warriors and Clippers thing. The Clippers are not trading Paul George to the Golden State Warriors. Why? Because they got to see them niggas 4 times a year. And if you put Paul George on the Warriors, that would pretty much make the Clippers vulnerable against the Warriors because that would be a time where, you're putting a great player like Paul George with Steph Curry. I'm not saying they'll win a championship, but what I am saying is they could be particularly, back in contention as a top 5, 6 seed in the Western Conference, or maybe even top 4. Who knows what they have around them? But I digress. Dejounte Murray. I've told y'all before, and I'll say it again. I like Dejounte. I like Dejounte a lot. Even outside of the basketball tip, very high character dude. Believes in hard work. He's not really about all the glitz and glamour. He's more about just the work. He's just more about the, like going out there and, showcasing his game and, loving the game. Like I'm gonna tell y'all something real quick. I actually know his barber very well. Me and him played in San Antonio when I went to college out there. And he's actually somebody that I know very well. And Dejounte is a high character guy, man. He takes care of the people around him. I remember him on the Smoke podcast with Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes, and he talked about how he doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink, he's comfortable in his own skin. Right, very high character dude, very very good guy, man. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't really spend too much time out partying, and he had an actually interesting sentiment. He said a lot of the people around him, they would ask him. There was one particular person that would ask him, why aren't you, doing this? Like, go have fun. And Dejounte Murray said he's having fun doing what he wants to do, basically staying out the way, staying out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? Spending time with his family, going bowling, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? He ain't somebody that's just, wanting to fit in with the crowd. That's called being comfortable in your own skin. When you actually hear him talk, it's like it's super genuine. If he grew up, going to bars at 12 and 13 years old and, growing up in Seattle, which a lot of people don't know, actually Seattle is one of the most, is a place where you have, a lot of different gangs, even a lot of people from LA, all on the West Coast. And hear the West Coast thing, West Coast tip. There's a lot of, similarities between LA, Oakland, or California, and you talk about Washington. You know what I'm saying? It's all the coast, California, Oregon, all Washington. That's all the, West Coast. So there's a lot of that gang culture that gets migrated from LA up to Seattle. And Dejounte Murray, not to get too deep into it, but, he definitely has, somewhat of a little bit of ties, with that type of stuff. I mean, his mother, I remember him saying in an interview, used to be one of the most notorious gang members in Seattle, if I'm not mistaken. But he comes from that life. So he has no interest of being in bars and, trying to fit in because he was already, he grew up in that. He already was in that at a young age. So it doesn't really appease him. It don't do nothing for him. So, I like high character players like that. But as far as him as a player, man, Dejounte Murray, I've always liked him a lot. I even said before, I remember saying I thought he should, start being close to being a top 5 point guard because he plays both ways of the basketball. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was making that jump, that leap right after he got out of Cleveland or he got out of San Antonio. I thought he was going to make that leap, as a top 5 point guard because he, scores the ball. He plays great defense. He's also quiet kept a very, very good leader. Very good leader. He talks, he communicates with his teammates. The only issue is that he hasn't been on a winning team. He hasn't been on a team that, really has given him the opportunity to win. I mean, the Spurs, after they traded Kawhi, after I said before, they kind of went downhill. They never recovered after that. They got 1 year out of DeMar DeRozan in the playoffs, but after that, they went downhill. And it was all on Dejounte Murray's shoulders. He got them into the play in his last year, but, I mean, he just doesn't have the team around him. Y'all see the Spurs right now. That's the same team was taking, that was the same team he took to the play-in as in the Western Conference. Then you go to the Hawks. You deal with a backcourt with Trae Young where he wants to score the ball, this, that, and the other, and there's really there's inconsistency with that team. You know what I'm saying? There was games that Dejounte Murray, even this past season, was leading them when Trae Young was hurt or this, that, and the other. There was actually there's a few games that Dejounte Murray was actually leading them, but he's never really been on a structured team. So that brings me to the Pelicans. When I look at the Pelicans team right now, you got CJ McCollum, you got Herb Jones, you got Brandon Ingram, you got Zion Williamson, you got Jonas Valanciunas, you got Jose Alvarado coming off the bench, you got Trey Murphy coming off the bench, you got that Najee dude, the one with the braids, the dark-skinned cat, he's coming off the bench. You just trade away Dyson Daniels, you know what I'm saying, and you trade away Larry Nance. So that's pretty much their squad. And we all know about the Pelicans. Basically, if you're a Clipper fan, you know what I'm saying, the Pelicans have been one of the teams that had our number the last few years. They have length, they have athleticism. They can slash the basket. You know what I'm saying? They don't have great outside shooting, but outside of Jonas Valanciunas, they don't really have great outside shooting or floor spacing. But the Pelicans have, a lot of different things going for them. Now, it's not definite this is the final five because, again, you bring in Dejounte Murray, there's a couple things you got to look at. What happens to CJ McCollum and how true are those Brandon Ingram trade talks, when it comes to him? Are they going to end up moving him? Me personally, I wouldn't move Brandon Ingram now that you got Dejounte Murray because Dejounte Murray doesn't need to score the ball. He likes to score, but he don't have to score to make an impact. He can make an impact off of simply defense. He can make an impact of, locking down the opposing point guard. He can make an impact of just his energy. You know what I'm saying? His transition play. He's going to not only be a person that's going to, give it to you on the offensive end, but on the defensive end, and he's going to talk to his players. Right? So I don't think he's going to disrupt their flow. But what I will say is that now that he's going to be starting, because CJ McCollum, Dejounte Murray will be starting on this team. What happens to CJ McCollum? What happens to Herb Jones? Because I don't know if CJ going to get moved to a different team or he's going to get benched. But you can't have Dejounte Murray on that squad and CJ McCollum right there in his way. Because Dejounte, make no mistake about it, he's going to be starting. And you can't afford to have Herb Jones not playing. Because if you have Herb, you're not going to have Dejounte, CJ, Brandon Ingram, Zion, and Jonas Valanciunas because you're taking away your best defender off the court, your point of attack defender. So they're going to need Herb Jones on the court. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens to CJ McCollum. Right? They don't have much outside shooting, but what they have is a lot of, transition play. And they play, you got guys who can play defense, Herb Jones and Dejounte, two very high elite defenders. So, and you got a prime scorer in Brandon Ingram. So there's a couple kinks, a couple holes in their roster, but they finally got their point guard. CJ McCollum to me was never a point guard. He's always been an off guard. I think he's 6'3", but Dejounte is definitely a point guard. So that's good for they got that. But I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, we'll have to really see how they gel. Like I said, Dejounte is one of those type of players that plays winning basketball. Anytime you play both ways of the basketball, it's called winning basketball. Because they do the little things that, you know, people don't see on the stat sheet to help them win. That's what cats like Dejounte does. So, congrats on the pickup for the Pelicans. I don't know what's going to happen to the Hawks. That's why I haven't done a video about it. But if I'm going to go just off kilter, you know, just take a stab at it and say they're keeping Trae Young, I think the Hawks got a good move too. Because what you get is you get a person next to Trae Young who don't need the basketball and make an impact. You know, Trae Young does better if he has somebody that's a shooter, like he had with Bogdanovich, or he has a defensive guy, you know what I'm saying, a high-energy defensive guy in Dyson Daniels. Dejounte Murray's a high, you know, energy guy, but he's also an offensive player that you need to allow him to get off, or else you're gonna be holding him back. And that's why I think Atlanta saw very early, because again, this is only his second season. I don't even think, did he get traded at the trade deadline? I think in 2023 or 2022, if I'm not mistaken. Or 2023? Like, did he get traded at the trade deadline? So really, it was like a season and a half he played with the Hawks. Like, they understood very early that they can't afford to hold him back and not him be himself. And that's essentially what you're doing. You have Trae Young right beside you, because Trae Young, that's his team. That's going to always be his team. That's the team that he got to the Eastern Conference Finals. That's the team that, you know what I'm saying, he got drafted by. Well, really by Dallas, but he's, you know, began his career in Atlanta. That's his team. So they have to make him comfortable first. So you got a guy like Dyson Daniels, who's not really known as, you know what I'm saying, needing a lot of points. You know, he can be cool with that. And then you add a Larry Nance Jr., who's a person that's going to, you know what I'm saying, get lobs, hustle, get boards, and be more of a utility guy like Clint Capella was for Trae Young. You know what I'm saying? Players like that. Trae Young needs guys who to make his job easier, which is what, don't have to play defense and allow him to take care of the offensive responsibilities. So internally, I think it worked out for both sides, if you want me to be completely honest. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Again, shout out to the two people that sent off the Cash App, man. I definitely appreciate it. Shout out to Kyle Mendoza for the $20, and shout out to E.T. Elias for the $5. Y'all keep, you know what I'm saying, showing love to the podcast. If y'all love the podcast, make sure y'all go to the Cash App right there on the screen. And like I said, pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull up, peace. Out of here like swimwear.
I'm feeling good, feeling alright tonight. I'm feeling good now. Yeah, it's all good in the neighborhood, homie. Little ride. I feel good, I feel alright. Cruising through my neighborhood on a warm summer night. I feel good. That's right, I feel good now. It's summer night. Summer days just sitting around, but when the sun goes down, I'll be ready to party. Them summer nights, keep the top on drop. All the girls looking hot, hit the photo and we just don't stop. Party until the morning light. Ain't nothing like them summer nights. I just kicked it at home. I polished up the chrome, called the Ruka on the phone, let her know I'm home alone. It's 7:30 and the sun's going down. It's a summer night and the fun's going down. I pick her up and she looks all dolled up, sitting passenger in my rag and Paula. Yeah, I let her know that she looks beautiful to me. The world's an ugly place, but she is such a sight to see. The kind of woman that would put up a fight for me. The kind that wants to spend the summer nights with me. The temp was 80 and I'm cruising with my lady, playing some Rafi Bagan. Ooh, baby, baby. I see my homeboys and the cruising in the ride with their ladies sitting by their side. People think we look crazy, but I think we look classy. But then again, that's only if you ask me. Summer days just sitting around, but when the sun goes down, I'll be ready to party. Ain't nothing like them summer nights. Keep the top on drop, all the girls looking hot, hit the photo and we just don't stop. Party until the morning light. Ain't nothing like them summer nights. My homeboys throwing the backyard boogie, so everybody gets together to unwind, relax, and have a fun time. The DJ spinning, so I grab the mic and be like, ain't nothing like them summer nights. The party's packed with beautiful women and the gang of the homies that wanna get with them. And they'll say anything just to hit them. And it's usually a nice summer night when they did them. And I don't know, it must be something in the air. Can't help but have a good time because the feeling is there. To some people, the feeling is rare. They're at the past saying, God damn, I wish I was there. To have a drink, have a token, hook up with someone fine, but the kind that looks up. Gotta keep some pisto in the cup. Party until the sun comes up, but we give up. Summer days just sitting around, but when the sun goes down, I'll be ready to party. Ain't nothing like them summer nights. Keep the top on drop, all the girls looking hot, hit the photo and we just don't stop. Party until the morning light. Ain't nothing like them summer nights. Them summer nights can keep a smile on your face. Gotta try to have a good time with your life, otherwise it's just a waste. Either way, I'm gonna party just in case. Like Prince party like it was 99 and 87, 88. I couldn't ask for no better weather. I'm right next to the Pacific, to be specific. The candy paint job glows under the moonlight as I close out my summer night and say goodnight. It's time to put the top up and park it, drop it, unplug the ground, roll up the windows and lock it. Rock in the pad and fall into bed as she lays on my chest to rest her sleepy head. And we do this all night long, from dusk till dawn. But it's not quite the same when summer nights are gone. But even when they're gone, it won't be long. 8 more months and once again it's on. Summer days just sitting around, but when the sun goes down, I'll be ready to party. Ain't nothing like them